you notice my scale was smooth. I didn't get, ah. There's that imbalance. That's me putting brute force on my voice, waiting for that shift point to just expose itself, and then I have to flip to another register. But if I can master precision and use a gentle coordination, I can start having smooth transitions. Let's start talking about vocal bridges. So if you studied classical, if you have a classical or a more traditional background like I did, you may have heard these bridges called passaggios, okay? Passaggio in Italian means bridge. And I think it's important to start to consider, why is it called a bridge? Why isn't it called a change? Why isn't it called a switch, okay? And the reason is that if you keep waiting for the last possible moment to switch your registers, you're going to continue to be frustrated with awkward cracks and flips and breaks in your voice. So what we're really looking at here when we're talking about a vocal bridge is we're looking at a range of muscle coordination. And as you move from one vocal register to the next, every singer, even professional singers that have this worked out, feel a pickup of tension and then release as they pass through a transition area in their voice. If you handle that too awkwardly or too late, you're going to hear it in the outside voice. But if you learn to navigate that range of muscle coordination gradually, whether you're singing up across or back down across, you're going to start to smooth out the bridge so that you have a clean connection between your registers and it's not noticeable to your outside listeners. So that's the concept behind it. Depending on your voice type, okay, your natural range, and we have those classifications that we use. So we have like soprano, tenor, bass, and alto, okay, if we're looking at like higher voice masculine ranges and higher voice feminine ranges and lower voice masculine ranges and lower voice feminine ranges, we have those classifications. But depending on your natural voice, you will feel these bridges occur in general areas that are a little bit higher or lower. So I'm going to take you through them real quick, okay? If you happen to have one of the more general voice types, which would be baritone, tenor, and soprano, then you're going to feel bridges occur every half octave. Let's walk you through them real quick. So for a soprano bridge, we're going to be talking about the area of F to C. Okay, so everybody try that on your lips real quick, and let's go. That's for feminine voices, or men, if you want to do your high bridge, you can do that with me as well. Okay, 2, 3, 4. Right, and if you're singing through that correctly, you should feel a shift of resonance as you move across those pitches in a general area, okay? Let's try that on an open sound. So let's try goo and say goo, 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 goo. 2, 3, 4. Right, and if you're being careful, you want to feel a little bit more chest resonance on the bottom pitch. Goo, goo, goo. Try that. And a little bit more mixture of head resonance on the top pitch. Goo, goo, goo. So your job is not to try to pull one of those voices back and forth, but rather to bridge between them so that you're getting a range of muscle coordination. You don't want to be going all head voice, goo, 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 goo. You also don't want to be trying to go all chest voice, which would sound like a strain, goo, 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 goo. You want to be trying to blend across that area. Goo, 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 goo. And feeling that range of muscle coordination in your voice, okay? If you happen to be more of an alto, okay, and it's a lower voice, then we're looking more at the range of D to A for that bridge. So let's all try this on our lips. 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, if that feels like no switch to you, you're probably in the other voice classification. But if that feels like a real shift of resonance, then it could be that you have that lower feminine voice. Okay? And let's try that on an open sound. Goo, 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 goo. 2, 3, 4. Good. Now, coming into the more masculine bridges, if we're looking at a tenor sound, we're going to be looking at C to G. Tenors and baritones, okay? So if we're coming here, let's try this on the lips. 2, 3, 4. Good, one more time, and. Good, and then on goo, and goo, 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 Good. And then going one more classification down for the bass bridge, F to C. Let's try that on the lips. 2, 3, 4. Good. And then in the open voice, goo, 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 goo. Good. Now, if you're feeling your voice compete and it feels like a struggle to sing through any of those bridge areas, that's perfectly normal, okay? Typically, singers have taught themselves to sing with muscle habituation, and you've kind of leaned into your success, but this is also what's holding you back, that muscle memory. And when you start to do exercises that move you into new coordinations and move you into new muscle memoration, you're going to shake. And you're going to have to sing into some vulnerabilities. So today's class may not be the funnest exercises we've ever done because it's going to expose some vulnerabilities in your voice, but it's very important because this will expand your range and move you forward so that you can sing most songs and you can sing most pitches across the range with ease. And just like anything else, like if we were going to the gym today for the first time and I was teaching you brand new exercises, your muscles might shake a little bit and they might feel a little out of shape and weak. In the voice, that means you might make some awkward sounds. So your voice might sound a little bit lighter than you're hoping it will. But if you stick with these exercises and you're persistent in your practice, those new muscles are going to strengthen up and the sound is going to improve gradually and you're going to start loving the sound. Okay? So persistence, patience, practice, and we'll get there. All right. So let's move into some of the specific work. Okay? We're going to go to exercise number 2. Now what we're going to do is start covering these bridge areas, and I want you to feel the transition on a smooth legato, and we're going to move to what I call vocal cry sounds. Vocal cry sounds are excellent because they gently activate the vocal cord closure and they help you not bring up any tension or strain from the outer muscles in the voice, okay? So let's all do this real quick. We're going to warm up like a creaky door, and I want you to feel your vocal cord activation in a gentle way. So if I imitate an old door creaking open, I get ah, and you notice my scale was smooth. I didn't get ah. There's that imbalance. That's me putting brute force on my voice, waiting for that shift point to just expose itself, and then I have to flip to another register. But if I can master precision and use a gentle coordination, I can start having smooth transitions, okay? Everybody try this real quick. Sing at a piano level, exaggerate that cry sound so it sounds kind of like a creaky door, and try crying up and down through the registers. 2, 3, 4. Good. And if you made it, that might have been one of the first times you're able to get through without breaking. Now, we're going to go right into those change points. So this is going to get a little more specific to where we feel these muscle imbalances occur in our voice. So we're going to start low on the piano. We're going to slide with minor third intervals, starting with C sharp to E. And then we're going to keep moving up the piano across these bridges. So what I'm doing here is I don't want to start pushing my chest voice and go, ah. I also don't want to be flipping, ah. I want to use that cry sound and see if I can get a gentle connection across this transition point in my voice. So we're going to use ma. Everybody like a kid pouting, say ma, ma, ma. And I'm going to sing ma. And as I go across, I want to feel the stretching action of my vocal cords. I want to feel like they stretch back to front and they thin out a little bit, which means that as you go upward, you shouldn't be getting louder or singing harder. You should actually be singing into vulnerability and seeing if you can get the vocal cords to thin out properly for higher pitches, okay? So let's all try this. Feel like the top notes are always just a touch lighter than the bottom notes, and you're stretching back and forward like a rubber band. 1, 2, 3, ma. Ma. Good, okay? Make sure you have a light cry in the voice. 2, 3, ma. Ma. Good. Ma. One more on this bridge. Ma. Good. That's the male first bridge for tenors and baritones. Now we're going up to the masculine second bridge. G to B flat. 2, 3, 4. If this won't work in your voice, that's totally okay. But you'll build it with these new muscle coordinations. Good. Now right there is the first feminine bridge, A to C. So let's start there. Masculine voices, you can chill out or you can drop at an octave. Feminine voices, let's pick up right here and sing your bridge. 2, 3, 4. Good. And see how I'm able to flex my vocal cords, but that cry sound keeps them connected. So I'm not getting or anything like that. That's disconnecting. That'll happen if you're pushing too hard, singing too loud, or the change is too late. Okay? So you've got to be very slow, very gradual, and like I said, this work takes precision. 2, 3, 4. Okay, that's the first feminine bridge. Second feminine bridge starts right here, and we're going even higher. 2. This now is a bridge between middle voice and head voice for feminine voices. Masculine voices, if you drop back down, then you're working your first bridge between your chest and your mix. One more time. 2, 3, everybody, and okay? Yeah. Guys, I actually am a baritone, okay? I actually have that low voice, but I do these all the time to teach them, and I do these a few times a week, and that's what keeps them coordinated in my own voice, okay? So you can get there too, absolutely. So those are called minor third cries, and those will help to re-coordinate the muscle. If you tend to bulk up and push too hard, your chest voice is grabbing on, then that's going to help those vocal cords thin out and stretch, and you'll start to have new coordination, but in the beginning it can shake and flip and feel awful. Okay? If, on the other hand, you tend to flip over too early and your voice sounds a little weaker or breathier and you're singing with too much head voice, that cry sound is going to bring those chords together with more balance and start to strengthen up your tone so it sounds clear and even.